Afternoon everybody and welcome to ISRL Season 13 GR3 Round 2 at Brands Hatch. We've got 6 races in today. Shell Shock, Emperor, M3 Guy, Anthony Hunt and Mikey. Did I say MJ? In a few minutes we'll get stock check started. Once I've put all the so qualifying group 1 will be Mikey, Hunty and Walter. Group 2 will be Emperor, Shell Shock and M3. So tonight's race, we'll start off with the stock check race, which is 1 lap, no holes barred, winner takes all. We'll then go to qualifying, which today is in 5 minutes, and we'll have 2 groups of 3, as you probably saw me typing. We got Mikey, Hunty and Walter in group 1. Group 2 is Emperor, Shell Shock and M3. 5-minute qualifying. Once we go into qualifying, we'll get into the feature race. The sprint race, which is 9 laps. No. 9 laps. Then we'll go for a 5-minute break into the feature, which is 27 laps, tyres times 4, fuel times 5, initial fuel at 100%. In fact, we're just going to have to hold up. Got a couple. So we're just waiting on writing now. As I say, we're just waiting now for writing to turn up and we'll get into the stut check. So Walter's there with the fastest lap, a 1:22.4. I think I'm getting closer. Ooh, Mikey seems to be struggling a bit. Hopefully he'll get it sorted when the race starts. Emperor sporting another fantastic livery there. M3 guy in his monster livery. MJ still with his tabac one. Shell Shock in his Cadbury's. Not sure what Hunt he's wearing, but it's probably very good. And now I'm really going to annoy Walter by changing the settings for the stop check. Well, Walter was powerful, so he should be breathing. Told you it wouldn't I? Oh, fucking apologies, wrong one. I knew I was adamant I wasn't going to. So I'll have a try again. Mikey, the first one out to. So I believe stop check is going to be a hunty check. Just waiting for Shell Shock to come out. So Righton should be here in a minute. So here we go. As soon as Righton gets in and on track. Afternoon, Screech, how you doing, mate? As you can see, we got a mammoth 7 race. We will have 7 races once Righton gets into the lobby. And we can't join the lobbies together without Pro because there's 10 races in there. So even without little old me, wouldn't be enough. So we're having a watch of Tony. Nice to see him back on track. M3 guy. Walter's already put a stonking lap in. It's going purple already. So we'll follow Hunty round Paddock Hill Bend. Perhaps not watch Hunty. Typical. And there's Righton in, so Mikey. Westfield Bend, Dingledell. Up to Sheen. Round Stirlings. Along Clearways. To Clark Curve. Onto the Brabham Straight. And onto Paddock Hill Bend. Down Pilgrim's Rest. Round Druids. Down to Graham Hill Bend. Onto the Cooper Straight. Up to Surtees. Coming up to Pilgrim's Drop. And a Hawthorne Bend. Derek Minter Straight. Westfield Bend. And then to Dingledale. So yeah, well, you've got to do Brad because Foxy's not there. So here we go. Stop check race. and I can't get in. There we go. That grid looks wrong. Oh, Walter using the tried and trusted reversing. Hunty's already in the grass. Emperor's out in the lead. Right, and he gets punted off by MJ, who's looking very laggy. Very laggy indeed. Something strange going on here. People are racing straight clean. Oh, it was Mikey who got killed on the first corner. So Emperor's leading the way. Walter in second, Shellshock in third, Tony in fourth, M3 guy in fifth, Mikey in sixth, Wrighton in seventh. So Walter's lining up Emperor, but Emperor's took him out. Now Shellshock's having a look. Emperor's pushed Shellshock wide. Will he do the same for Hunty? Hunty's trying to nudge him, but Emperor's having none of it, and Emperor's coming up to take the win with Hunty in second, M3 guy in third, Shellshock in fourth, Walter in fifth, Mikey in sixth, and Wrighton in a fabulous Frazzles livery coming to the line in seventh. So there's our result. I'll just have a quick look at it again with the shut up buzzer. Race settings. This time I will get the right one. So a quick look at the results. Emperor takes the win, Hunty in second, 3 guy in third, Shellshock in fourth, Walter in fifth, Mikey in sixth, Wrighton in seventh. So Group 1 will be Mikey, Hunty, Wrighton, Hunty, Group 2, Walter, M3, Emperor, and Shellshock. So, here we go. So qualifying is the hot lap, so you have your out lap, hot lap, and as interesting view. They come out, Mikey, Wrighton and Hunty for Group 1. So as they come out and as they cross the start finish line past the pits, bear with me a second. Group 1, Group 2 and visitors. So we've got Mikey, Wrighton and Hunty nicely spread out. So as Hunty comes across the line, so as them on their hot lap now. They all come out the pits. Hello Hansa. So Mikey coming round. 146. Right, maybe. All these are all going to be close times. Hello Hansa. How's you doing, mate? How was your drinking game last night? Mikey up to the Clark curve. Onto the Brabham straight. Set a 122.8. Right on the 123.9, and Tony comes over 123.017. So Mikey with an absolute stormer of a lap. So here comes Walter to start his flying lap. 122.8. Nice lap, Mikey. Let's see if Walter can do anything about it. Oh. Well, he was only something to pass the time as she was drinking, and Walter's already gone purple. We have seen that he's already done a 122.4 in practice, and he's looking on course to do it now. Then Pilgrim's drop. Well, we lost a bit of time there. So he goes down through Dingledale. Oh, enjoy. I could just eat a barbecue. Not an actual barbecue. So as round, he comes round Clark curve, up to the line, or 122.695. Shell Shock coming up to the line now. 123.3. Emperor now coming up to the line. 126. M3 guy. As he comes to the line with a 123.109. So our grid for the race. Walter's on pole. Mikey's in second. Shell Shock in third. Anthony Hunt in fourth. M3 guy in fifth. Wrighton in sixth. Emperor in seventh. And you, mate. Have a good time. So that concludes qualifying. We'll just wait for the time to run down and we'll get into the race. So the race is 9 laps if I remember correctly. Yep, 9 laps. No fuel or tyre wear. No, it's all to play for. With Walter on pole. So Walter wasn't massive in front of Mikey. And Shell Shock almost got in front of Mikey as well. So qualifiers ended. So now we get into the race. As I said, 9 laps, no fuel, no tyre wear. Here we go. No lights. Lovely start by Walter there. Straight off the grid. Shell Shock's already a bit of contact with Mikey. Hunty's held up my M3 guy and Wrighton. Shell Shock just taking it easy on the first lap. Hunty's pulling away now from Wrighton, who's in 5th, M3 guy in 6th, and Emperor on 7th. Emperor's looking to make a move on M3 guy as they go down Dingle Pilgrim's Drop. Now the Alpha should be quite good on this track with its high speed through corners. But Mike is now closing in on Walter as Tony's closing in on Shell Shock. It's not looking like Walter's going to get all his own weight this week. Taking a wider line there by Mikey. Hopefully to get in the slingshot. They go through Grey Mill Bend. Walter seems to be slightly pulling the lead, but these two are just leaving the rest miles behind. In fact, Shell Shock is starting to pull away from Tony ever so slightly. M3 guys now put some space between him and Emperor. Ooh, what's happened to Wrighton? Let's see if we can see what happened. There he was in 5th. So we got 3 separate little races going on here by looking at it. Walter and Mikey, Shell Shock and Tony, an M3 guy, if Emperor can close back up on him, as we do hope he will. Going to lap 3. But Walter and Mikey are seriously pulling away because Shell Shock's having to defend from Hunty as they come down to Graham Hill Bend. Hunty has a look on the inside. Shell Shock closes the door. Hunty really is chomping at the bit to get on that podium. Hiya Mew, how you doing, mate? Look, we got a massive 7 today. Oh, Hunty's got the inside line. Nice move there by Hunty, but Shellshock's coming straight back at him. This is never going to end well, unfortunately. Oh, and they've got the full spinnies going on there. And Walter is actually putting a bit of time into Mikey. Shell Shock. Oh, I imagine the language is quite colourful in Hull at the moment after that unfortunate accident. So now we got Mikey, who is struggling to keep on the tail of MJ, and he's very close to him. I'm pretty good watching racing, seeing how it's supposed to be done. Wide line by Mikey there, that's going to cost him. He's on the cusp of dropping out of slipstream now, and about coming up to half race distance, but they've pulled clear ahead of Shell Shock. Third, M3 guy in 4th. You got Hunty up as well. I bet this language is quite. And Emperor is actually closing in on M3 guy. Yep. So M3. Sorry. So Walter's broke the slip, but Mike is coming back. I'm surprised after his little off there. And Mikey's there, that's it, Mikey. Pull it back in, mate. And those couple of corners, Walter's actually got it back out. Can Mikey pull it back in? Let me just check on Emperor. Getting that tank to get round the corners. Yeah, Walter is just absolutely storming away at the moment. Has Mikey got any answer for him? And in all respect to Mikey, he has had 2 weeks away from any driving, I believe. Mikey is starting to slowly make a bit of a comeback. Or is he going to be a little too late? M3 guys cleared them out. Aha! It wouldn't be a Hunty stream without some swearing. Right, it's not closing up on. Go on, Mikey, you got two and a bit laps to go. Let's see if you put any quick laps in. Walter's already put a 122.5 in. So Walter is getting quicker and quicker. Mikey needs to do the same. Shellshock's got a lonely race in third. Like M3 guy, but Emperor, he's starting to close again. Right, and my Hunty can do nothing. And I bet the language is getting very sweary now. As I see, he's had another little off. Yep, I know, I just saw it on the... And there's Mike, he's putting his fastest lap. Still 100th off M3 guy. And a bit of a banjo in effect going on. So with two laps to go. Unless there's some major mishap. It's MJ's race. Mikey is he is putting a push in. Come on, Mikey. Yeah. Had a few late dropouts. We was expecting 10. But unfortunately there was 10 races in the Pro, so we couldn't even join the two lobbies together. Right, and he's actually closing up on Emperor now. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you watch when Hunt is streaming it next week, it'll be a full lobby. Yeah, Walter is just flying now. Up on 22.3. It is. I'm not bitter about it though. It's the way things go. I've got multi-class next week. In fact, it could be a double multi-class. ISRL multi-class on Saturday. And it could be BTCC on the Sunday after. Which you get in multi-class. Yeah, it looks like it's into the final lap. Oh, Walter was a bit ragged there. A 1:22.4. Which is exactly what Mikey's got. So Mikey's getting in the groove now. No, there's only one person to blame, and that is moi. And Mikey is putting a push on the last lap. Could it make it interesting in the last few corners? He's took 400s off the 1.3, 1.2. Mikey is putting a push on. Or is Walter just easing off? And if that's to believe, Mikey's now back in the slipstream, going for the fastest lap. Mikey's closing right up on him now. Oh, as Walter goes a bit laggy. Oh, and unfortunate for Mikey picking up that penalty. So Walter takes the win, Mikey in second, Shellshock in a lonely third, M3 going fourth, Emperor in fifth, Brighton in sixth, and old Anthony Gertrude Hunt but like I say, it's good to see him back on track. And I bet he's glad to be back on track as well. So there's our result. Yeah. Mikey got the groove on that last lap by the look of it there. Yeah, hadn't unfortunately picked up that penalty. But first off, let me save the replay. Have a quick look at the results. So Walter gets the fastest lap, Mikey in second, Shellshock in third, Emperor in fourth, Emperor in fifth, M3 going fourth, Wright in sixth, Anthony Hunty in seventh. Now change the settings, get the correct one. And we'll have a 5-minute break. So 18:12. So now we'll get the feature race, which is 27 laps. Starting fuel is 100%. Remember correctly, tyres are ×4 and the fuel is ×5. There's a 5-minute break. I'm just gonna have a couple of quiet minutes myself. So here we got Walter on track. In the first round, put up a really strong showing, got his strap perfect. Now the question is, can he do the same in this? And I wonder if Shellshock can rework his strategy, because from last week No, I'm not doing this next Saturday. Well, Hunty's streaming it and commentating next Saturday should be. I can't do it. My voice would be very high if I tried. Wifey would see to that. No, today I've only got this one, and then I'm done for the day. Multi-class starts next week because I can't do the Maverick anymore. So does it mean I've got to apply pressure onto Alan, so you can get driving? I know it sounded like it was a really good race last week, but I got asked to do this, and I can only do the one. Yeah, another minute or so. Everyone's buggered off for a break. I'd do a lap, but it'd be embarrassing. It's very easy to do. Admittedly, I'm talking myself out of a job here. All you've got to do is you've got to register your YouTube account. It takes about 24 hours, and then you can start streaming. Right. But the other problem is whether having a full lobby. In fact, BTCC could probably use you racing in there. Because I see Athens has had to pull out. No. I like spending time with wifey. So we're going to watch Greyhound tonight. Poor wifey, I made her watch Hereditary again last Saturday. Scares the living Jesus out of her. Yeah, I left the light on. I tried turning it off and she would, no, put that back on. She was doing some sewing and she kept trying to hide behind it. It is a very creepy film though. It's even funny because she knows where the scary bits are, but let's go. It is a very good film. It's a proper scary film. There's Walter doing. Not looking very laggy at the moment, which is good. I don't know why I call him Walter, we've renamed him Bazza, as in Barry White, because his voice got nice and deep. No, I'm quite unscarable. Right, let's get the race started. Here we go. 27 laps. Reverse grid. Rolling start. Yeah, I got it right this week. Yes, have a good race. So 27 laps, starting fuel at 100%. Tyres times 4, fuel times 5. Have to use both racing mediums and racing softs at some point during the race, but no stipulation when. So Hunt is in the lead, right in second, Emperor in third, Shell Shock already making the move on M3 guy. So allow Mikey to close right up on him. And old Tony showing a clean set of heels to an Emperor's gone wide. Nice, scary re-entry, but it's all good. So now them all piling up behind M3 guy. Shell Shock is there. Just look straight in there and Emperor. Oh, what happened there? Oh, that was unlucky. See if we can see that bit of action there. I think he missed his braking point by the look of it. So Shell Shock tries to move on the inside. Let's have a look. Mediums. So as the Shell Shock started on the softs. Mike's on the mediums, Emperor's on the mediums, Walter's on the mediums, and Hunt is on the softs. Shell Shock trying to... Shell Shock's got to be careful. Any mistake trying to get past M3 guy could allow Mikey to slingshot straight past him. And to be honest, he hasn't raced in quite a while. It's going to have an effect. They're right and still leading, with M3 guy in second, Shell Shock in third, Mike in fourth, Walter in fifth, Emperor in Hunty in sixth, Emperor in seventh. Shell Shock's having a look at the Paddock Hill bend. Can he get it stopped? M3 guy took straight in to stop Mikey coming through and come up to Surtees. Druid, sorry. Graham Hill bend. Shell Shock making use of those soft tyres. Old Gertrude's closing up on Walter. Oh! Can we see what happened there? Oh, that was unfortunate. He's been most of the race. So Shell Shock lost out by catching just a tiny bit of curb. Walter going a bit wide there, but he's now closing right up on Mikey. So now we have a train forming behind M3 guy, with Wrighton clear in the lead. So we've got Wrighton 2 seconds up the lead on M3 guy, who has Mikey right behind him, who has Walter right behind him, and Hunty right behind that. No, you've just got to abuse mediums at some point during the race. Could be just one lap. I saw Raiden used it last week in the pro lobby. You can use both types, you just got to use them at some point. No problem. Oh yes, I can see the lag on Walter there then. That must be weird. I don't blame Hunty backing off a bit. And M3, Mikey shuts the door on Walter, who tries to have a look on the inside there. And now Shell Shock's caught up with these. So we've got 5 cars. Shell Shock trying to look on the inside of Hunty, but now goes to the outside. Yeah, Mikey's got a bit of space on Walter. So Walter now has got Shell Shock and Hunty has a look on the inside. Can he get his keep it? He has, and that's a lovely manoeuvre, and Shell Shock joins in as well. But wisely backs out as they come down to Dingledale. Hunty's got himself back up into 4th. Good recovery from that accident. Emperor having a slowly race at the back. And they are now. Something happened to Wrighton because they are closing up on him now. Mikey has a look on the inside as they go through Paddock Hill Bend. Decides not to. That is quite scary, but Mikey and Hunty almost have the same liveries. Hunty has a look on the inside. And he has. He's having an amazing, and Walter looks like he's looking to see if he can get in on this as well. Mikey tried to close the door, but it just didn't happen and ended up getting pushed wide and now it's dropped to the back. So Hunty now up into 2nd, Walter in 4th, Shell Shock in 5th, Mikey in 6th. And M3 guys now. Got Hunty all over the back of him. Wrighton started to build up his lead again. He must have picked up a penalty. Hunty's trying to make use of those softs while he still can. Nice and tight. And M3 guys into the pits. Walter looking to go on the outside of Hunty. Hunty shuts the door as they come down Paddock Hill Bend. Through Druids. Shellshock's having a look to see if he can get past Walter. And Mike is closing in on these. So Grid is right in first, 1.2 seconds clear of Hunty, who's absolutely tearing it up now. Got a second gap onto Walter, and third. He's got Shellshock right behind him. Multi with his jiggy jagging. Now Hunty is really closing in on Wrighton now. Seven laps in. Half a second behind Wrighton now. He's really on a charge. Go on Gertrude. And he pops in with a fast slap at 123.5. Onto Pilgrim's Rise. To Druids. Every corner all I can hear is Wrighton's tyres squealing as he's trying to get round them. Oh. Mikey's been into the pits. And now Gertrude right on the back of Wrighton now. Cutting every apex as tightly as he possibly can to get as close. And he is there now, smack bang in the slipstream, just like Shellshock's in Walters. They come up to Clark Curve. He's having a look on the outside, and I think Wrighton's realised that there was no stopping him, and he's just let him fly past. Good driving, Wrighton. Oh, impeded Walter slide, but not much. I don't think there's much he could have done about that. So now we got Shellshock and Walter. Oh no! Can we see what happened to Hunty? Oh, that is very unfortunate for Tony there. Gutted for you, mate. So now Walter's into the lead. Shellshock in second, Wrighton in third. Hunty back in fourth, Emperor in fifth, M3 guy in sixth, Mikey in seventh. So now Walter's got the clean air in front of him. Can Shellshock get past him? Clark Curve, and Walter's into the pits. So is he going to try and go for the undercut of Shellshock? So Wrighton's into the pits as well. Hiya Gad, how you doing, mate? So now M3 guy, as it comes across the line in second, Emperor's into third, Mikey's in fourth. Walter's come out the pits first, Wrighton in sixth, and Hunty in seventh. So let's see when Shellshock's going to come in. Emperor's gone a bit wide, so he's allowed Mikey to get on the outside of him as they come up to the corner. Hawthorne bend, sorry. Down into Dingledale, so Mikey's giving a clean set of heels. Let's see Shell Shock. No, he's staying out. M3 guy in second. He's now got Mikey on a charge trying to get back to him. Walter in fifth. Well, Shell Shock's onto lap 11 with these softs. Can Mikey close up on M3 guy? Mikey's certainly got a bit more fuel. Walter hasn't got to try and... Walter really hasn't got to push it because what Emperor's got to pit this lap. The right one's there. Hunty back in 7th. So we watch Shell Shock. It's not increasing his lead, but his lead's not reducing either. Walter's slightly ragged there. Mikey doesn't seem to be making much of a headway, and Shell Shock's into the pits. So this is the important bit. Had his tyres done. M3 comes to the line. And he's got back out in first. Good going, Shell Shock. So he's on fresh mediums to M3 guys and a little bit worn softs. And they got Walter trying to close up on him. Because M3, well, Mikey is closing up on M3 guy now. And I believe Emperor's been in the pits. M3 guys stuck on the tail of Shell Shock, as Shell Shock was stuck on his tail for quite a while. Shell Shock is seemed to, because M3 guys having to go defensive. Possibly, or he might be just going for a quick one. He certainly put a lot of fuel in, but I don't think it's enough to get him to the end. Mikey right on the tail of M3 guy. And it looks like Walter's pulling the fastest lap at 1:23.2. Can Mikey find a way past M3 guy before Walter catches up? There's a quick look on the inside. M3 guy closes the door. That gap to Walter is shrinking every corner. Mikey has a look on the inside. Not there. Just let him M3 go in. Now he's still there, even if he probably did. Dingledale. We all know M3 guy is a very good defensive driver, has struggled to get past. Walter is closing him rapidly now. Shell Shock. He's a very good defensive driver. So chuffed for him with his victory last night in GR4 Marmite League. So let's have a look at... Oh, I'd assume that Hunty may have had another little collision. Oh, let's get back to the action. And in fact, M3 guy is closed up on shell shot now. It looks like Mike has just dropped back a bit so he can get a clear view of the corners. Still in slipstream. And Walter will soon be in that, getting that bit of suck himself. So we're just past half race distance. Mike going for the outside on Clark curve. Not backing out, he's going for it. Right, okay, he just looks at the damage on his car. So they Paddy Kilbend and Mikey's took second. Yes, I can see it just on the map. And Walter's straight past M3 guy. And look at him. So with the M3 guy holding off Mikey for as long as he could, has allowed Shell Shock to get a nice 1 second lead. But Walter is now right on the tail of Mikey. Yeah, I can see he's in the pits and out. To be fair, first race back, I wouldn't like my first race back being Brands. It's a brilliant trap, but my god. And now Hunt, oh, unlucky for Mikey there. And Mikey just showed you the reasons why this is such a difficult track. Just got slightly to catch the grass, and him done for. Yeah, that was unfortunate after all that work. So now Walter driving steadily in second. He's now behind Shell Shock. 9 laps to go. Can he get past him? Thankfully for Mikey, M3 guy went for his second pit stop. Can we see where M3 guy can get past Shell Shock? Stuck on his back ring, almost in his prison pocket. Goes for a title line. Shell Shock's got the inside line for the next corner. And the more these fight, the more it allows Mikey to catch back up. Shell Shock's gone into the pits. Shell Shock's getting rid of those soft mediums towers and coming back onto the softs. Ten laps. I don't think Walter's got enough fuel to get to the end. Mikey's got to come in the next lap. Shell Shock comes out in 4th, then M3 guy in 5th, Emperor in 6th, Hunty back in 7th. So we'll just have a watch of this, but Mike's going to have to come in on this lap anyway. Oh, Walter's got a bit ragged there. How he saved it, nobody knows. Oh, and Hunty has quit the race. Yes, I just saw. So Mikey's into the pits. Nicely, eh? It's possible he could come out in front of Shell Shock. It's all down to how much fuel he's putting in. Hiya, Mash. No, unfortunately it's not being streamed tonight. Robbo's internet's not playing ball. And because I'm the host for the AM this week, I couldn't stream it for them. An evening mash. So Walter clearly in the lead. But he's definitely going to have to do another pastor. Wrighton's there in second. Shell Shock in third. Mikey in fourth. M3 guy in fifth. And Emperor in sixth. Not a million miles behind. Keep it up, Emperor. And there's Walter into the pits. And now we've got to have a vital point. Wrighton's into the pits as well. Will Walter get out before Shell Shock comes round? Just finished pulling up. Shell Shock's gonna get. Oh, Walter's just come out beforehand, I think. 2.5 seconds before. The question is, can So Walter 2 seconds in the lead of Shell Shock. Shell Shock, who has got Mikey right behind him. And Shell Shock is closing on Walter. I just wanted to check. Walter's. Can Walter have filled too much fuel in? Because Shell Shock has got the bit between his teeth now. You can see Walter clearly in front and closing on him. And as Shell Shock does this, he's bringing Mikey along with him for the game, for the show. Shell Shock's just put his fastest lap in. Well, that work Shell Shock put in on the lap before seems to have lost in the first couple of corners there. Or Walter's got his head back in the game. But it could also be the case that Shell Shock's having to be defensive with his line so he doesn't leave the door open for Mikey to come flying by, because Mikey really is right behind him there. It is floating around about 2 second gap with 6.5 laps to go. Sorry, 7 now to be 6 laps. So can Mikey make a move on Shell Shock? Slightly different lines through Paddock Hill, down Pilgrim's Rise, through Druids. Through Graham Hill Bend. Through Surtees. To Pilgrim Drop. This is the bit where they seem to close back up slightly on Walter. Through Hawthorne. Westfield. All nicely held Shell Shock. But as that left him open for Mikey to get past. As they go through Sheen. Through Sterling onto Clearways. The Clark Curve. Mikey's just there waiting to pounce on any mistake that Shell Shock might make. He's looking around the inside on Paddock Hill. A little bit of contact. Side by side as they go Pilgrim's Rise up to Druids. And Mikey got the inside line through Druids and he's taken second. But I'm sure Shell Shock will be coming straight back on Graham Hill Bend. And as they come up to Surtees, he's looking on the inside of Surtees. Mikey closes the door firmly. This is all working in Walter's favour. He's now got and here we have Shell Shock side by side. They come to Hawthorne. Mikey with the inside line, but Shell Shock's still there. Mikey just holding his line. Down Pilgrim Dingledale. Up to Sheen. Sterling onto Clearway and up to Clark Curve. Their fighting has allowed Walter to just get clear away now. Unless they stop fighting each other, Walter's clearly going to take the win. 4.2 seconds clear up the road. Mikey in second, Shell Shock in third. M3 going fourth. Right and Lad in fifth. And Emperor in sixth. Let's see what happens with Mikey now. Can he start making? And I believe he is. He is making inroads into that gap. Yeah, through Pilgrim Drop, through Hawthorne, Mikey is getting that lead down now. Or Walter's just driving a bit conservative. Just see the lap before Mikey did a 125, and this lap he will be doing a 123.26, which is the fastest lap of the race. Mikey's got the drive on now. Shell Shock's just backing off, leaving him to it, and in fact Mikey is starting to open the gap up, and Shell Shock's dropping out. Oh, well held Shell Shock. Bit of sideways there, but well held. And now Mikey. Can Walter respond? Then Pilgrim's Drop. Mikey just seemed to go faster and faster. Now he's got clean air. 3.6 seconds now behind Walter. What? Mikey's looking dialed in now. Shell Shock's just let it. Well, I don't think Shell Shock's got an answer to him. 3.4 seconds behind now. 3 laps to go. 3.1. A 1:23.04 to Walter. He did a 1:23.6, so half a second a lap. What Mikey's taking out now. Can Mikey keep it going? Final 3 laps. Can Mikey pull those 3.2 seconds back? And I think Walter's responding to him now because the lead's slightly going back. All those left tyres are starting to feel the wear of doing 7 laps around this track. Yes, Mikey's eased off on this, but I think Walter's put in a response lap to Mikey's 1:23.04. Yeah, Mikey was a second slower that lap. Walter is just consistently doing 1:23.6.7 laps. Two laps to go, and it looked like Walter was trying. Yep, Walter's going purple, so Walter's trying to respond to get the fastest lap back off Mikey, and the lead's gone back up to nearly 4 seconds. And I think Shell Shock's just eased off behind him, with M3 going 4th, Emperor in 5th, so Emperor's got past Righton. And Righton in 6th. Righton's done another pit stop. So let's see if Walter is trying to go for the faster. Oh, and he's just dropped down. But the lead's gone back up to 4 seconds. And Shell Shock has really dropped off. 5 seconds behind Mikey now. Mikey building up for the push for the final lap. Maybe too much to ask. But Walter's going for the sweep of the sprint and the feature. Yeah, it looks like Mikey's going all in for the last lap. Minimum fuel, slightly worn tyres. I think he just wants to confirm that fastest lap of his. Walter's just cruising round now. Victory's eased, I would imagine. It comes down to Sterling for the last time. Cooper Straight, I believe it is. And Clark Curve to the line for a well-deserved victory. Well done, Walter. Mikey coming up to the line in second. Shell shock. To the line in third. M3 guy fourth. Right on his Emperor on his way to fifth. And right on in his frazzle livery. Hey, it was, wasn't it? Yeah. Well remembered, Mew. Right in his frazzles livery, comes up to the line in sixth. And does spinnies. We all like spinnies. So there we go, guys. Walter with the victory. From last to first. Fair play to you. I do, I love me some frazzles. I haven't had any. So there's our result. Walter wins the race. Mikey in second, Shell Shock in third for the podium. And Mikey also gets the fastest lap. So there we go, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm going to end the stream there. I need a drink and a smoke. As I say, thanks for watching. Give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Any comments that you want to, or tips you want to give me to me commentating, please write them on and I'll respond to them and take them on board. You enjoy the rest of the weekend as well, Mew, and Mash and Gad and Screech if you're still here. Thank you for watching, everybody. Bye.